Welcome back to episode 22 of the Washed Up Sports Podcast. We're your Washed Up Sports host.
Los Ortiz.
And I'm Bobby Hanscom. We don't have Pat today. He's currently coaching his soccer camp. But today is Monday, July 1st, as we're recording. So here's what we'll be talking about on today's episode. NBA free agency, where we will fill you in on all the stars, where they're going, who's staying put, and who's still available.
Preview of tonight's do-or-die game for the United States men's national team against Uruguay in Copa America, as well as other Copa America and Euro 2024 updates. Also some random news in the sports world.
And we'll finish off with Washed Up Wagers. We'll go over our picks from over the weekend, a recap of the month of June, and I will be doing a punishment for losing the third straight month. That will be happening on our next episode. That is going to be after July 4th. So
next Tuesday.
Yes, next Tuesday. Anyways, so here we go. It's only been 24 hours in the NBA free agency. It's already off to a crazy start.
Bags have been dropped.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you.
Acquired,
yes. Yeah. Bags have been acquired.
After declining his $48.7 million option with the Los Angeles Clippers to become a free agent, Paul George has agreed to a 4-year, $212 million deal to join the Philadelphia 76ers. He has a player option for his final deal in 2027-2028. He joins MVP center Joel Embiid and most improved Tyrese Maxey. Paul George comes back to the Eastern Conference for the first time since leaving the Indiana Pacers in 2017. The 34-year-old nine-time All-Star spent the last 5 seasons with the Clippers, but only made it past the second round in the playoffs once.
$53 million is insane.
Lou,
for not doing anything in the Clippers.
Don't forget what the Clippers gave up for PG. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, 5 first-round picks, 2 first-round pick swaps just to get PG. For him just to say,
see ya.
See ya.
They just switched Harden and PG.
The 76ers also gave Tyrese Maxey a 5-year, $204 max extension. The 23-year-old averaged 26 points per game, won Most Improved Player of the Year, and was an All-Star last season.
Kentucky got the bag.
And if you don't know, with Paul George, now comes in Kelly Oubre. They have beef. So
I totally forgot about
that is going to be interesting what that locker room is going to look like.
What beef?
I think Oubre dunked on him, stared him down. Or no, Oubre played defense with him and then stood up against PG. PG walked around him. Then a year later, Oubre goes and dunks on PG. Then I think PG came and dunked on him.
Yeah, they always go back and forth.
Oubre did it again. But Oubre signs a 2-year, $16 million deal, and they've already brought in veterans of Eric Gordon and Andre Drummond as well in free agency. Board man get paid. The 10-time All-Star James Harden is returning to the Los Angeles Clippers on a 2-year, $70 million deal.
$35 million for Harden right now.
He was traded from the Sixers to the Clippers last season and averaged 16.5 points and 8.5 assists with the Clippers to lead them to the playoffs. Yeah, $35 million for that kind of contract. Or that kind of numbers. That's insane. Chris Paul got released by the Warriors and is signing with the San Antonio Spurs on a 1-year, $11 million deal. The 39-year-old point guard is entering his 20th year in the NBA. He averaged 9 points, 7 assists off the bench for the Golden State Warriors last season. He was waived by the Warriors on Sunday night, so they don't have to pay him $30 million this year.
His assists over will feed families next season. It will feed families.
Yeah.
Great news for all Spurs fans who kept their Brandon Paul jerseys. Number 3.
Who?
Seriously. Number 3, last name Paul. Perfect.
The 12-time All-Star is 3rd all-time in career assists and will be the 11th player in NBA history to play 20-plus seasons. Klay Thompson is also leaving the Golden State Warriors. He has agreed to a 3-year, $50 million deal to join the Dallas Mavericks, ending a 13-year and 4 championship run with the Warriors. Josh Green will be sent to the Hornets as a result. As a 3-team deal. He became unhappy with his role on the Warriors last season, being moved to the bench and out of the closing lineup. He averaged 17.9 points per game last year, lowest since 2012-2013. Now, in order for the Sixers to get Paul George, they had to say see you later to a member on their team, Tobias Harris. God, he sucked for them.
Wow.
He is actually headed back to Detroit on a 2-year, $52 million deal.
Bless the Pistons for not signing him to a max deal.
32-year-old was traded to the Sixers from the Clippers in 2019. He averaged 17.2 points a game and 6.5 boards last season on 48.7% shooting and 35.3% from three. He also played in 70-plus games in 4 of the last 5 seasons.
You guys see Kendrick Perkins' quote that surfaced on Twitter about Tobias Harris like a couple seasons ago?
No.
It was like, these guys need to let him go, man. He's like, he asked the team if they wanted anything from Chick-fil-A. They said yes, and he came back with a bag full of napkins and straws.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. I did see that.
That dude's out of his tree, man.
Isaiah Hartenstein, leaving the New York Knicks after playing phenomenal with them in the playoffs, has agreed to a 3-year, $87 million deal to join the Oklahoma City Thunder. Kind of reminds me of Timofey Mozgov, for those of you guys remember his contract with the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
The 26-year-old was a key piece for the Knicks postseason run, like I said. Averaged 7.8 points per game and 8.3 boards last year in 75 games and started 49 of them. God, that's fucking atrocious.
Dude, I saw something that said he averaged, like on Twitter, somebody was like, this guy averaged 7 points a game and is making $4 million a year more than Myles Garrett next year.
Yeah, I saw that. That's outrageous.
That NBA money, man, is different.
Crazy.
Your Kentucky brothers. Emmanuel Quickly. He has also signed a 5-year, $175 million contract to stay with the Toronto Raptors. The 25-year-old was traded last season from the Knicks with R.J. Barrett in exchange for OG Anunoby. Started all 38 games for the Raptors after not starting any games for the Knicks. Averaged 18.6 points per game, 4.8 boards per game, and 6.8 assists per game after joining the Raptors. The Raptors are also picking up a $23 million option for Bruce Brown, which makes no fucking sense because he is not worth that money. He was traded there last season from Indiana for Pascal Siakam. Speaking of the Indiana Pacers, they are keeping Obi Toppin with a 4-year, $60 million deal. He averaged 10 points per game on 57.3% shooting off of the bench with his first season with the Pacers.
Dude, like, this is crazy, bro. You have one good year and you're making 60 mil. This is crazy.
Speaking of people who...
Why couldn't I be born 6'7" and fucking with hops?
Speaking of one good year, I don't even think this guy's ever had a good year. Contavious Caldwell-Pope has signed a 3-year, $66 million deal to join the Orlando Magic. The 31-year-old has helped the Nuggets and the Lakers both win championships. A 37% career three-point shooter. Shot over 40% from three in the last 2 years in Denver while playing in 76 games in both seasons. Allowed a league-best 40.6% shooting as closest defender last season. Has played most games since in the league since joining in 2013-2014 with 835 games. And the Magic still have $30 million in cap space, so who knows what they'll be doing.
See, for Celtics fans here, we're scared. Because we can never play against the Orlando Magic. And
never mind good role players that can shoot the ball.
Exactly.
Chicago Bulls and Patrick Williams have agreed on a 5-year, $90 million deal. Player option for the 5th year. The number 4 overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft averaged 9.7 points per game and 4.2 boards on 47% shooting last year. Once again, how the fuck are these guys getting these done?
Imagine, like, telling your grandkids, like, yes, yeah, I made $90 million in 5 years. I signed a $90 million contract. Oh, were you, like, the best player? Nah, average 9.
Well, you want to know how many games he played last year? 43.
That equates to $90 million.
Yeah.
God, and I'm over here fucking... I don't even know. We're broke over here.
Yeah. 9-time All-Star guard Russell Westbrook is picking up his $4 million option to stay with the Los Angeles Clippers. Averaged 11 points per game, 5 boards, and 4.5 assists last year after coming off the bench. The Clippers were 35-13 after he moved to the bench until he broke his hand in March. The 35-year-old said he would do whatever role is given to him next season and will do whatever the team needs. His 199 triple-doubles are the most all-time. God, just one more away from 200. Cade Cunningham signed a 5-year, $226 million max rookie extension to stay with the Detroit Pistons. The former number one overall pick is entering his 4th season. Set a career high in points with 22.7 points per game, assists 7.5 assists a game, and rebounds with 4.3 in 62 games last season while shooting 45% and 35% from 3.
I mean, if he's staying in fucking Detroit, might as well just stay for the bag, man. That's it. That's all he's getting.
Yeah, honestly. Kevin Porter Jr. He is back in the league somehow. He has agreed to a 2-year contract with the Los Angeles Clippers, was waived by the Houston Rockets last summer after a domestic violence case. He played in April and May in Greece and did not play in the NBA at all last season.
Isn't it crazy that, Michael Porter Jr.'s brother, Jonte Porter, got a lifetime ban from betting.
Yeah.
But this guy got a 2-year ban for domestic violence.
Not even 2, just 1.
1.
It wasn't even a ban.
Yeah, he just left. He just did it on his own.
Got waived and went and played in Greece. But
It's crazy to see.
his girl that he beat up is now Jaylen Brown's girlfriend.
Oh,
yeah.
Garzik or whatever her name is.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
Kevin Love, somehow staying in the NBA, not retiring. He signed a 2-year deal, $8 million with the Miami Heat. He'll be 36 next season, entering his 17th season. Averaged 8.8 points per game with 6 boards off the bench. Now Jason Tatum.
See, this is where the money should go.
mm-hmm.
Agreed on a 5-year, $314 million extension. Biggest contract in NBA history. NBA champion, first team All-NBA in the last 3 years. 26-year-old is a 5-time All-Star and a 4-time All-NBA player.
Dude's making $62 million a year.
How much though?
$62 million a year. That's insane.
How
Dude,
much is the Celtics starting 5? You said.
What was it? $939 million total. The Celtics starting 5. That's Real Madrid numbers there.
Speaking of starting 5 for the Boston Celtics, Derek White has also agreed to a 4-year, $126 million deal to stay with them. The 30-year-old made all-defensive second team last year, or for the last 2 seasons. He shot 39.5% from 3 this past season. He averaged 14 points per game in the finals, and the Celtics core is now locked up for the foreseeable future. Speaking of core, Luke Cornett re-signing with the Boston Celtics as well.
One. I like that.
1-year deal to return. The 29-year-old was a key player on the Celtics title run last year, averaged 5 points, 4 boards while coming off the bench. DeAnthony Melton joining the Golden State Warriors on a 1-year, $13 million deal on the mid-level exception. What mid-level exception is this? Because I want some of that.
Seriously, like, where's all this money coming from?
Yeah,
Well, no, that's the mid-level exception. So that they don't have to pay
Upfront.
Well, they don't have to pay. It doesn't count towards their cap room. That's why it's a mid-level exception. So you can, depending on what your cap is, so they have $13 million or $12.8 million to sign a player, and it won't go towards their cap room.
Gotcha.
And that was opened up when Klay Thompson left.
The 26-year-old is a career 37% three-point shooter. He averaged 11 points per game in 38 games last year for the 76ers before he got hurt and missed the rest of the season with a back injury. I know this is about the Celtics. They are interested in Gordon Hayward and bringing him back.
I'm good.
I'm being serious. That's what I saw.
I'm good. So many bags have been signed. Let's go to some trades here. The Atlanta Hawks have traded all-star point guard DeJounte Murray to the Pelicans for Larry Nance Jr., E.J. Liddell, Dyson Daniels, and 2 first-round picks.
They need to get what's his name? Trae Young out of there now. He needs to leave.
What a great
Dumpster fire.
Yeah. Murray averaged a career-high 22.5 points per game last season with 6.4 assists per game, 5.3 rebounds per game. Hawks gave up 3 first-round picks in 2022 to get Murray. And now he'll join Brandon Ingram, C.J. McCollum, and Zion Williamson, which I think that's going to be a fun team to watch.
And Jonas Valanciunas.
No,
Yeah.
I thought he left.
Free agent?
I thought he left, yeah.
I could be wrong.
Could be a free agent. The Dallas Mavericks have traded, I'm sorry, Bill, Tim Hardaway Jr. and 3 second-round picks, Bobby's X Factor, to the Detroit Pistons for Quentin Grimes. Both players entering final years of contracts. Hardaway will make $16.2 million, Grimes $4.3 million.
This just in. Jonas Valanciunas agrees to a 3-year, $30 million deal with the Washington Wizards.
3-year, $33 million.
30, so $10 million a year.
That's really nice for him.
Washington Wizards.
That's nice.
He's not bad.
He's good.
You
Double machine.
You heard it here first, folks. Jonas Valanciunas, 3 years, $30 million to the Wizards.
Yeah.
Christ.
How
the hell do they have money?
Well, they don't have anybody on the team except for Kyle Kuzma. That's why.
Anyways, the Denver Nuggets traded Reggie Jackson and multiple second-round draft picks to the Charlotte Hornets. They got nothing in return but cleared over $5 million in cap space. Sacramento Kings have traded Davion Mitchell and Sasha Vezenkov to the Toronto Raptors in exchange for Jalen McDaniels. The deal gets the Kings under the luxury tax and opens a roster spot for them.
Brother of Jaden McDaniels.
Are they actually brothers?
I don't know.
This guy said it with so much confidence. You had me. He had me in the first half. In the draft, wasn't the number 1 pick the headline. Not even a lottery pick.
Not even a first-round pick.
It was the 55th pick of the draft, with the Los Angeles Lakers selecting none other than Bronny James. That's it. That's the headline. I'm kidding. LeBron has opted out of his player option worth $51 million for next season, but will look for a new deal to stay with the team. He's saying that he may take a pay cut to help them. Yeah. New deal will likely be made for LeBron before Team USA camps start.
It'll be the first father-son duo.
In NBA history, yeah.
I mean,
Cool.
Al Horford and Joel Embiid are on the team. Come on, I had to say that one.
Yeah, good.
D'Angelo Russell opted into his player option and will return to the Lakers. Final year of his contract, he'll make $18.7 million next season after averaging 18 points per game, 6.3 assists per game, and 3 rebounds per game on 41.5 shooting from 3-point. He also broke Lakers' single-season threes record last year with 226. Wow, I didn't even know that. He said he's looking forward to play for new head coach J.J. Redick, which, honestly, I want to see how well he does, dude. I feel like that out of, a lot of former players, he has a lot of IQ.
I feel like JJ's going to be a great coach.
He said
He's going to be better than Jason Kidd, I feel.
he lots a lot of 3-point shots fired up next year. So
He loves Missoula ball.
He
loves
loves Missoula ball.
formerly known as Mike D'Antoni ball.
Yeah.
Steve Kerr ball.
Mm.
A player the Lakers could target, oh man, I even said this earlier too, is DeMar DeRozan, who's reportedly looking to leaving the Chicago Bulls.
Dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, like I told Bobby, I was like, maybe after the Celtics signing all that bag, maybe try to squeak in DeMar DeRozan, dude.
Yeah, DeMar DeRozan on a vet min.
That'd be unreal.
I mean,
but he just
come
wouldn't
on,
do it.
man.
He wouldn't do
would-
it.
I know.
I did hear rumors of Daniel Tice wanting to come back to Boston
Bro,
as well.
his third stint, bro.
Now that we got Luke
I'm
Cornett.
good. Yeah, Luke Cornett got him.
Yeah.
Other notable names, I can kind of go through some of them. Mo Wagner, Caleb Martin, Miles Bridges, Buddy Hield, Tyus Jones, Malik Beasley, Gordon Hayward, which I guess the Celtics might get for him.
Now that would be a vet min.
Yeah.
Precious Achua?
Kyle Lowry, Pat Bev, he can stay on his pod. Cameron Payne, yeah,
I thought Batum just got signed.
he did get signed. Batum got signed by the Clippers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He got 2 years, $30 million, I believe.
That's outrageous.
Like, think about that. Batum
goes to Dynamite.
All right, so I'm subbing in for Bobby. We're gonna go over some
Shit I don't know about.
well stuff Bobby doesn't know about, but also some news, some recent happenings in football, European Championship, Copa America 2024. But first, we'll get started with
Sorry, I'm putting
big
jersey.
big
Huge.
game for the U.S. men's national.
USA! USA! USA!
That's right. They are unfortunately in big trouble. They lost last week's second group stage game against Panama. They lost 2-1. Currently second in the group behind Uruguay. Uruguay has 6 points. The U.S. have 3 points. Panama also has 3 points. However, Uruguay and the United States play tonight in the final group stage game, while Panama, who also has 3 points tied with the USA, gets to play Bolivia. Bolivia is 0-2 so far and has lost 2-0 and 5-0.
There's going to be a lot of Americans rooting for Bolivia tonight.
That's correct. We will be riding with Bolivia. In that U.S. game versus Panama, very chippy, very heated. I mentioned a couple episodes ago, the U.S. and Panama have a history, with Panama defeating U.S. in the Gold Cup semis last year. Timothy Weah was given a red card in the 18th minute last game, ultimately led to the loss. He has now received a 2-game ban from Copa America for it was like a slap or a little hit to the face of the Panama player. The U.S. actually scored first despite being down a man.
It was a beautiful
goal by Fuller and Balogun off the post, top corner. But then Panama scored 4 minutes after. U.S. played like 60 minutes down a man. Panama scored with like 5 minutes left. Then they got a red card, but the U.S. did not have enough time to equalize.
Yeah, it was like in like the 85th minute.
Yeah.
Plus, like with all the stoppages, though, like I don't
Oh my
understand
God.
the whole stoppage time.
There was the red card for Panama,
which was at least 5 minutes.
Yeah.
At least
and
5
then
minutes.
the
with
penalty.
VAR.
Panama had a penalty called for them. That got reviewed, and then they only tacked on 4 minutes of stoppage
And then
time.
the red card was like another like 2.
Right. So
And they what they tack on 4?
4 minutes. That's it.
Should have been like
Now, is this this might be a stupid question, but is there a max amount of minutes that can be added on?
No.
No.
So it could be like 30 minutes.
It's up
can be added
to
on?
their discretion.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a minimum too. So
At the same time, though, Timothy Weah kind of lost in the game.
He did.
I don't know why. Especially at the beginning of the game, there's a lot of emotions, but you control those emotions until like you get desperate, like until the last, like the 85th minute, like that's when like shit will get real chippy. But 18th minute, I don't know if the Panama guy was trying to like instigate him at all, but like, I mean,
well, they were trying to get under the U.S.'s skin the whole game, and it worked. You know, Panama. The stat was, I believe, Panama had 19 fouls.
Yeah,
they had
USA's
2
like
yellow
4.
cards and a red card. USA had 4 fouls. They had 2 yellow cards and a red card. So just like, where's the balance? Like that just seems unfair. But Panama's game plan worked. They're in a great position now, entering the last game, playing Bolivia with 3 points. USA with 3 points, but they play Uruguay.
Well, let me ask you this now: last game of the cup, of the group
stage
of the group. Do they have a shot against Uruguay?
Do they have a shot?
It hasn't been the Uruguay team that we've seen before.
No,
in my opinion,
they look fucking good.
But they do look good. But
I do they have a chance? Yes. A lot of them, they're motivated, I think, and they realize what's at stake here. And they're still a very talented USA team. They'll be back to 11 players, obviously. No way tonight. I think they'll move Gio Reyna out to the wing, get him some more touches on the ball, and they'll get Yunus Musa back into that midfield. But I think they need to make some changes to the back end. I don't think Tim Ream is it back there. Chris Richards hasn't looked good at center back. I think they need maybe a Cameron Carter-Vickers, maybe a Miles Robinson in the back line to go up against that dynamic Uruguay offense led by Darwin Nunez, who scored, I believe, 2 goals in this tournament. He looks very sharp. Uruguay just looks very sharp, though. But Uruguay without their manager tonight, Bielsa, he's received a ban from Copa America as well because he came out of halftime 2 minutes later than the scheduled time, so he won't be with the team. We're unsure if Uruguay's playing their true starting 11 because they've already qualified for the next round. And they've already likely won the group with their crazy goal differential and 6 points. So we'll see. But I think the USA has a shot. I think it'll be a close game. I think, though, it's not even going to matter because what's going to matter is the Panama-Bolivia game. Even if the USA win tonight, if Panama wins by 3 or more goals, Panama's going through.
Yeah, because their only differential is, 2 goals?
So, actually, we'll get into that right here. So, U.S. and Panama are tied with 3 points each. So, the USA need whatever result Panama gets tonight, but they also have to maintain a better goal differential. Right now, the U.S. is +1 in goal differential. Panama is -1. So, if the U.S. win by a goal and Panama win 3 or 4-0, Panama's going through. So,
I mean, is Berhalter getting the sack if they don't?
God, I fucking hope so, dude. Like, if he doesn't get fired, if the U.S. don't make it out of the group stage of Copa America, then I really don't know what needs to happen. He's not it, dude. Like, all this talent is the most talented roster the U.S. have ever had. Experienced group. They're still a young core, but they're an experienced group. Played a World Cup together. Got out of the group at a World Cup. Like, played a pretty damn good game against the Netherlands and England in that World Cup. So they are more than capable of getting out of a group that has Panama and Bolivia. Like, are you kidding me?
Right.
So if Berhalter doesn't get this done, I think he's got to go. Some people are saying he won't. I just don't know what else would have to happen for him to leave. Like, before coaching with the men's national team, he coached in the MLS, never won a trophy. He coached in the second division in, I believe, Sweden, and never won anything in that. And he got fired actually from that job for not being offensive minded enough. And we're seeing the same here. The U.S. has only scored 3 goals in 2 games isn't bad, but to not get more than a 2-0 result against Bolivia and also to not beat Panama, whether you have 10 players or not, U.S. is ranked 11th or 12th in the FIFA rankings in the world right now. It's unacceptable.
Uruguay's goal differential is +7.
Yeah, exactly.
So they definitely have to be offensive minded tonight.
Yeah. And actually, quick stat here. Since CONMEBOL introduced the group stage format at Copa America over 30 years ago in 93, every host nation has made it out of the group stage. Who's hosting Copa America 2024? The USA.
And
so
Mexico.
if they don't make it out tonight...
Mexico didn't make it.
but Mexico isn't the host nation. But we'll get to that in a second. If they don't make it out tonight, USA will become the only host nation in Copa America history to not make it out of the group stage. So that'll be a Greg Berhalter type of stat right there if they lose. Also going on in Copa America, Argentina have won Group A after winning all 3 group stage games. Canada also advanced out of the group in their first ever Copa America, coming in second place. They had, I believe, a draw with Chile. Chile
Chile
zero draw with
score
Chile.
A single goal in the entire Copa.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Chile with 2 draws and a loss did not score a single game in Copa America. That's pretty crazy. I know that's an older team, but still. In Group B, who the fuck would have thought? I said that Group B was the best group of this tournament with the most balance, but I did not see Venezuela winning all 3 games and winning this group.
It's their first time ever in their history in Copa America. No, in Copa America, winning every single game in the group stage.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, they played great.
They did. They got a little fortunate in the first game to play against 10 players with Enner Valencia getting that red card. But, they dominated Jamaica, and they had a great result against Mexico, a 1-0 win, a gritty 1-0 win. Ecuador actually advanced as a second-place team. They had a 0-0 draw with Mexico last night. They were tied with Mexico on points, but they advanced due to goal differential.
Mexico needed a
Therefore,
score there.
Yep, that game was crazy. They were so frantic trying just to score 1 goal, and they couldn't. Therefore, Mexico and Jamaica both out of this tournament. Surprised by that?
Not surprised by Mexico. I was looking forward to Jamaica making out of the group here.
Me too.
Honestly, I thought that they were going to play. They didn't play like I feel like anticipated.
Yeah, I agree with you. Definitely kind of disappointed there, but Mexico also just a club or a organization that's always under a lot of pressure.
That's
Dumpster fire
right now.
Their coach is probably going to get sacked now too because of that. But
Yeah.
anyway, Argentina will be taking on Ecuador on Thursday, and then Canada will be taking on Venezuela as well.
That's going to be a good game. I feel like that will be a good Venezuela, Canada.
Yep. So that'll be the quarterfinal. Again, U.S. plays Uruguay tonight. Panama plays Bolivia tonight as well at 9 o'clock. Those games.
Let's go Bolivia.
Those games will be simultaneous. Let's go Bolivia. Group D, Colombia currently lead with 6 points. Brazil right behind with 4. Are you ready for that incredible fireworks, miraculous game that's going to be tomorrow?
I would say, if Colombia plays everyone, yes. I haven't heard any of the lineups if they're changing or not, but I am so excited to see Colombia against Brazil. It's always such a chippy matchup.
It's a rivalry.
It's always such a big rivalry, and it's going to be fun to watch.
I'm super excited to watch that one as well. It's unfortunate that's in the group stage because that could be like a final type game.
I know, like literally.
Yeah.
But it's a great test in the group stage as well, especially since we already qualified. So
winner of that game, or if they tie, it'll be Colombia. Right. So the winner, or if it's a tie, it'll be Colombia. Will get either the USA or Panama in that quarterfinal, and then Uruguay will face the loser or Brazil if it's a tie.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yep.
In the quarterfinal. On the other side of the pond, we have the Euros. The knockout stage is underway. Those took place all weekend. We'll go over some of the results here. England versus Slovakia on Sunday, yesterday. That did not disappoint. England got behind 1-0, surprisingly, on a first-half goal by Slovakia. They were trailing most of the second half. Everybody thought they were done. The critics had their headlines ready to go to fucking just obliterate this team and Gareth Southgate in the media. And then Jude Bellingham.
He was known for it in La Liga. Literally, I don't know how many times he scored in the final seconds at Real this past season. But high-class player, high-class goal. You got to give credit where credit's due, but he had a shit game.
Oh.
But that goal will
it doesn't matter.
Literally cover up every single stain of poop he left on that field.
Doesn't matter, though. Like, I remember playing, if I had, like, a poor and average game, if you scored a goal, that just changed everything for you.
Yeah,
like, you feel like you've had the best game, especially with a goal like that. All I have to say is, "Hey, Jude." That's their song that they sing for him. But 95th minute, game-tying goal, a minute left in stoppage time. And not just that, it was a bicycle kick.
Yep.
To tie the game, to save England and their Euro 2024 hopes. Went on to extra time. Harry Kane scored the game winner. It was a header, assisted by substitute Ivan Toney. So it actually made Gareth Southgate look pretty good with that change. That helped England escape, I think is the fair word, Slovakia, move on to the quarters. Also, after Georgia scored first, surprisingly, I was jumping out of my seat when they scored first.
Own goal. But
own goal. It doesn't matter. They scored. It was a freaking beautiful counterattack. So Georgia scored first, but Spain went on to score 4 unanswered goals. Looked pretty convincing in the second half. Actually, all game. I think it was 80-20 possession, if not more.
I think I saw it one time. It was like 82-18 possession. I was like, I've never seen this stat.
It was 90-10 the first 7 minutes.
That's disgusting.
But I don't know if you saw when it was 1-1 at the beginning of the second half. Georgia's forward, they were playing a 5-3-2 with Mikitadze and the other guy's name that I can't fucking... Kvaratskhelia or something. Mm-hmm. They did a quick break on the counterattack, and Unai Simon was like 10 yards outside the 18.
Oh my god, yeah, and he almost curled it in around him.
In that half-field shot, which would have been literally electric. So Spain advanced to the quarters. Switzerland advanced past Italy with a convincing 2-0 win. Italy looked absolutely awful.
Looked terrible.
Switzerland looked great,
terrible. Though. We all predicted it.
Yeah,
that's Switzerland.
Except for Bobby.
Yeah, except for Bobby.
As did Germany advance with a 2-0 win over Denmark. That was a lot of a bit better of a game, though. Definitely controversial.
Yeah. I mean, when you implement VAR like that, rules are rules.
Awful.
And there's always going to be those times that it's going to be like by a hair, by
Was
an
that
inch.
the one where it was legit,
Yep.
like his toe like this
Yeah.
much over?
Denmark
Yeah.
scored the first goal.
Dude, that had that much more of a dick.
Yep.
Bang.
So Denmark would have been up 1-0 had that goal been allowed. The guy's toe was offsides. That's it.
It's
Whether you
nuts.
like it or not,
It's
as Lewis said, that's the rule, but I don't think that's what VAR was
No.
really
No.
meant for. I don't
Right.
think. Denmark would have been up 1-0. Instead, 2 minutes later, Germany goes down, cross,
Scores.
off a guy's hand. That gets VAR'd. That gets called a penalty. Kai Havertz finishes. After, in my opinion, nobody was talking about this. His run-up on that penalty, he stopped in his run-up. You're not allowed to stop your forward motion on
Yeah.
that run-up. If you watch it, Kai Havertz stopped his forward motion on the run-up. Anyway, nobody talking about it. They scored 1-0. Then Jamal Musiala finished off to make it 2-0. Kasper Schmeichel should have came out on that. He didn't. And
Hey, got me my bet.
it got Lewis's bet.
I clinched my win for the
Today, results, France beat Belgium 1-0. That game was very weird. France controlled most of the ball. Belgium had Kevin De Bruyne playing as a defensive center midfielder. I don't know why.
What?
But then they finally moved him up to attacking mid in the final half hour. But Kolo Muani came on for France. He hit a shot that deflected off Vertonghen, went in and scored, made it 1-0. And then we just saw Portugal move past Slovenia, correct? Slovenia
Yeah.
in penalties.
After Pepe almost choked one.
Pepe almost choked one, and Lewis was jumping for joy because Ronaldo missed a penalty in extra time.
I was not jumping
No,
for joy.
he was-
but
He was jumping up for joy when Ronaldo missed the penalty in extra time and then cried. So he's going to get blasted on social
All right,
media.
here's
for
my
that.
thing. Here's my thing. You missed a penalty in extra time. There's still time in the game. You're not losing the game. You miss it. This motherfucker started bawling. It wasn't just like he was crying. He was bawling after the extra time finished. Like you still had PKs going on.
He still had 15 minutes of extra time, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was halftime.
Mm-hmm.
He was bawling, bro. Like, I don't know. And they ended up still winning. He made his kick. He made up for his penalty. And they still ended up winning. But now, in my opinion, kind of looks like a little pussy. Like, why'd you have to cry? I get it's emotional, but at the same time, it's like, you still have the game.
I mean, I don't know. He obviously wants to win so bad.
And they did.
And he obviously, but
He choked it. It happens, man.
Go
He
ahead.
done.
Sorry, you just couldn't. I was up in arms when he was bawling.
Wise man
He
once
was
said,
jumping for joy.
a lot of ball left to play.
Hey,
I mean, yeah.
that's true.
More importantly, though, he stepped up under, in my opinion, what was even more pressure than the first penalty. Imagine if he missed the second penalty.
Like
he would have been.
I was also questioning
done.
if he was going to take the first penalty or wait for it to be the fifth.
He took the first penalty after Slovenia missed. He made it. Unbelievably, the goalkeeper for Portugal.
Bro,
Yeah.
Diogo
I
Costa?
was actually like up like flabbergasted
He
because
made-
I've never seen a team go 3 and out in PKs
Dude,
like that.
he made 3 saves. It wasn't that Slovenia even missed the goal once. He made all 3 saves. Portugal, it was Ronaldo. Forget who was
Bruno
second.
Fernandes,
Bruno Fernandes, and then
Bernardo Silva.
Bernardo Silva stepped up, made 3 in a row. That was it. So Portugal will be playing France. England will be playing Switzerland. And then Spain will be playing Germany so far in the quarters. Tomorrow we have Netherlands versus Romania and Austria versus Turkey for the final games of the round of 16.
Nice.
I'd like to say that I am 5 out of 6 so far on my picks. Bobby is also 5 out of 6.
6 out of
Lewis,
6.
6 out of 6 so far.
I believe
on his picks.
Pat might be 6 out
I
of 6.
think Pat had Italy, didn't he?
Pat is also 6 for 6. So Lewis and Pat 6 for 6. Bobby and I 5 for 6.
Now it's time for random news and sports. In the NBA, the Detroit Pistons have hired former Cleveland Cavaliers head coach J.B. Bickerstaff as the next head coach. 5-year deal led the Cavs to a Eastern Conference semifinals this past season. The Wizards have released their 2024-2025 Statement Edition uniforms. They are red and navy blue with stripes and stars on the front.
I
You
didn't
didn't see those?
I haven't seen
You haven't
that.
seen them?
No.
I've not.
Pull them up right now.
Have you seen it? Yeah.
Blowing up for you guys.
Oh, those are like what they've had before, except they had them in white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, those are nice though.
Yeah, they're kind of nice. I like
I don't mind them.
The USA has announced their 2024 select team to help prepare the 12-man Olympic roster. Team includes NBA players like Jalen Duren, Jaime Jaquez, Brandon Miller, Keegan Murray, Jabari Smith, Trey Murphy, Jalen Suggs, Peyton Pritchard, as well as Cooper Flagg.
Actually, you mispronounced. It's actually PP time.
The Golden State Warriors are blocking Andrew Wiggins from playing with Team Canada at the Summer Olympics. The Warriors said it is a mutual decision. Canada basketball GM said Wiggins received an invitation and has been training for weeks in preparation for the Olympics. Golden State called the GM and said Wiggins will not be playing.
My question is, how the fuck is it mutual if he was preparing for it for weeks?
Yeah.
It's not. They're just covering.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's
Because
bullshit.
they want to trade him.
Isn't that bullshit?
That's bullshit. Like, you trade him, just have him play.
Like,
Who gives a fuck?
Imagine Inter Miami saying, Messi, you're not playing. I mean, Wiggins
Copa
isn't
America,
Messi, but
because we want to trade
it's
you.
just, yeah.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
2 weeks after winning an NBA championship, the Boston Celtics majority ownership group, led by Wyc Grousbeck, are planning on making the franchise available for sale. Bought the team for $360 million in 2002 and is now worth $4.7 billion. I would like to say a month ago, he actually said that he was not going to sell the Celtics, and now he is. So,
And another scary news: the Fenway Sports Group.
I hope John Henry does not
The
get
Fenway
that.
Sports Group said after they bought the Pittsburgh Penguins that their next big thing was going to be for an NBA team. So, please.
If John Henry gets the Celtics, I may kill myself.
I mean, how about them just just signing everyone to a bag and just peace out?
Yeah,
Good for
right.
them. Good for them.
In football, the NFL has been ordered by the U.S. District Court to pay $4.7 billion in damage after ruling that the league violated antitrust laws in distributing out-of-market Sunday afternoon games on a premium subscription service. Since damages can be tripled under federal antitrust laws, the NFL could end up being liable for $14.39 billion.
Bye-bye Red Zone.
The lawsuit covered 2.4 million residential subscribers and 48,000 businesses in the United States who paid for the package out of market games from 2011 to through 2022 seasons on DirecTV. The lawsuit claimed the league broke antitrust laws by selling its package of Sunday games at an inflated price. Should the NFL end up paying damages, it could cost each of the 32 teams approximately $449.6 million. Former NFL number 1 overall pick Jamarcus Russell was fired as a volunteer assistant high school football coach at his alma mater in Alabama last week. Facing a lawsuit alleging he took $74,000 check meant as a donation to the school for the weight room equipment. He reportedly withdrew $55,000 of that from his bank. He earned over $36 million as a quarterback in his NFL career.
Think he's down bad?
I'll-
He needs to take a
bet.
$70,000 donation check
Yeah.
after making $36 million.
San Francisco 49ers wide receiver Brandon Ayuk is now saying he wants to stay with the 49ers, currently negotiating a new contract with the team. Previously said on social media that they don't want him anymore. He did not participate in any offseason programs, mandatory or voluntary.
Okay, just needs to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on to the NHL free agency, there's been a lot of moves here. Former Tampa Bay Lightning captain and that Steven Stamkos is signing with the Predators, which is, oh my God, $8 million per season. 34-year-old leaves Lightning after 16 seasons. He scored 40 goals and had 41 assists last season in just 79 games. Preds also added 2023 Conn Smythe winner Jonathan Marchessault, formerly of the Vegas Golden Knights, and Brady Shea, formerly of the Carolina Hurricanes.
By the way, Stamkos is a 4-year deal.
4 years.
That was
Worth
just-
eight.
I thought it was just one.
I just looked it up. It said Stamkos 4-year deal worth $8 million a year. So 32.
32.
total.
38.
Wow. Yeah. Well,
That's-
he'll be, what is he, 36 now, is it say?
34.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Wow, that seems crazy to me.
Yeah, I feel like
Seems like he's way older.
yeah.
Double AV.
He's 18 when he got
Yeah.
drafted.
It means
Maybe.
annual average.
Oh.
So you can just say annual average.
33-year-old Marchessault expected to sign a 5-year, $5.5 million annual average deal. Scored 42 goals and had 27 assists last season. 30-year-old Shea expected to sign a 7-year, $7 million annual average deal, entering 10th NHL season and had 47 points in 80 games last year. So looks like the Preds are stacking
Mm-hmm.
right now,
Mhm.
and they're stacking it well. That's scary.
Yeah, no, very scary.
The top two centermen are Stamkos and Marchessault. Actually, I think Marchessault's a winger, so they might
I
end
think
up
he's a weak.
playing on the same line.
That's disgusting.
Well, after letting go of Stamkos, the Lightning have acquired the rights to Jake Gensel from the Carolina Hurricanes in exchange for a 2025 third-round pick. 29-year-old Gensel will be a restricted free agent, but the Lightning have an exclusive window where only they can sign him. He scored 30 goals in 67 games with the Penguins last season. Sam Reinhart and the Florida Panthers have agreed to an 8-year, $69 million deal. That is... what? He scored the Game 7... winner of the Stanley Cup Final for Florida's first ever Stanley Cup. Panthers have Reinhart, Barkov, and Tkachuk all under contract for next year. Scored 57 goals in regular season and 10 in the playoffs.
Sounds like they're doing a lot like the Celtics are doing.
Yeah. I mean, get better fans, though, at their parade. Boston Bruins have added two key pieces. Defenseman Nikita Zadorov, 6-year, $30 million deal. Center Elias Lindholm, 7 years, $7.5 million annual average.
Good job.
Thank you.
Welcome. The tandem played together in both Calgary and Vancouver. Jake DeBrusk is leaving the Bruins, though, heading to the Canucks on a 7-year, $38.5 million deal. Played all 7 seasons of his career with the Bruins, 19 goals and 21 assists last season. I mean,
Get the fuck out of here,
Yeah.
please.
I mean, it wasn't really performing to our standards, so. Anyways, the Chicago Blackhawks have agreed to deals with Tyler Bertuzzi and Teuvo Teravainen. Bertuzzi, 21 goals and 22 assists with the Maple Leafs last year. Teravainen had a career-high 25 goals and 28 assists last season in just 76 games with the Hurricanes. Bertuzzi received a $22 million four-year deal, and Teravainen's agreement is worth $16.2 million over the next 3 seasons. Blackhawks also added goaltender Laurent Brosseau?
I don't know.
Sure.
Laurent Brosseau on a $6.6 million 2-year contract. Winger Pat Maroon to a 1-year, $1.3 million contract. Defenseman Alec Martinez, 1 year, $1.4 million.
Former Manchester Monarch, Alec Martinez.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Reppin'. Center Craig Smith on a 1-year, $1 million
Sounds like a made
contract.
up name.
I'd just like to say
That's a
that
lot.
I just like to say, and I think you were just going to say it, but they also have Taylor Hall returning from injury, so it is a Boston Bruins reunion in Chicago.
Blackhawks or the Bruins 2.0?
Pat Maroon, Tyler Bertuzzi, Craig Smith, Taylor Hall. Come on.
Yeah.
Did you say Pat Maroon?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Matt Duchene is returning to the Dallas Stars on a 1-year, $3 million deal. 33-year-old scored 25 goals and 40 assists last season. Tyler Toffoli is joining the San Jose Sharks on a 4-year, $24 million deal. The 32-year-old scored 33 goals and 22 assists last year for the Devils and Winnipeg Jets.
Another former Manchester Monarch.
Wow. Montreal Canadiens, the Habs, have signed 20-year-old Juraj Slavkovsky to a 8-year, $60.8 million deal. I totally butchered that, but
It's all right.
I've never even heard of him when they give him 60 mil.
yeah. First overall pick in 2022, had 20 goals and 30 assists in 82 games last season. Wow.
So
In the
how
end-
do you I'm sorry. I'm just confused as to how the NHL draft works. So, like, how many years does he get on like a contract for being a rookie, for being the number 1 overall pick,
Good
and
question.
then all of a sudden getting in 8 years, 2 years later?
That's a good
I
question.
think you can get like
Let me look
two.
it up, though. Anyway,
2
keep
years.
rolling.
Thank you.
Let's move on to the NHL draft, where the San Jose Sharks drafted 18-year-old Macklin Celebrini out of Boston University with the number 1 overall pick in the 2024 NHL draft that took place last week in the Sphere. I don't know if you guys watched that, but it was fucking insane. It was so cool. I didn't think it was gonna like really work, but holy shit! Like all the videos I saw, it looked awesome.
It's like theater seating,
Yeah.
like 2 levels, and then the screen goes like all the way
Yeah.
up.
It's like
Yeah,
more than
literally
2 levels,
everywhere.
though. It's like fucking.
Yeah.
It's ginormous.
That's cool.
At age 17, Celebrini became the youngest ever winner of the Hobie Baker Award, the NCAA's top skater. He had 32 goals, 64 points in just 38 games.
32 goals, 32 assists, and
That's insane.
in 38 games is nuts.
Other notable picks included Tej Nginla, son of NHL Hall of Famer Jerome Nginla, who was the first ever selection made by the Utah Hockey Club. Starting off strong, boys. The Boston Bruins selected Dean Letourneau with their first pick at number 25 out of St. Andrews College.
Dude, 6'7".
Really?
Yeah.
Holy
awesome.
shit.
And I'm pretty sure he's a wing, right?
Center, I think.
Yeah, he's either center or wing, yeah.
Damn.
Nice.
But the kid, I think you said it, but the kid who got drafted number 1 overall, 18 years old, and won the Hobie Baker at 17. That's fucking wild. Anyway, to answer your question, if you're 18 to 21, you get a 3-year contract. If you're 22 or 23, you get a 2-year, and then if you're any older than that, you get a 1-year for rookies.
So he's 20 now, so he's 18. So
he's played 2 years so far, so
Yeah, so
he was going to be in the last year, so they just extended him.
In other NHL news, Nathan MacKinnon of the Colorado Avalanche has been named the winner of the Hart Memorial Trophy as the NHL MVP. Was also named the Ted Lindsay Award winner for Most Outstanding Player, named by the NHL Players Association. First time winning both awards. Career high 140 points this past season, 54 goals and 89 assists.
That's fucking absurd.
Yeah. He beat out Nikita Kucherov of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Connor McDavid of the Edmonton Oilers.
Connor McDavid was 3rd.
That's
in
insane.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Connor Bedard of the Chicago Blackhawks won the Calder Memorial Trophy as the NHL Rookie of the Year, which surprises no one. The 18-year-old rookie led all rookies with 61 points. Rookie best 22 goals. Connor Hellebuck of the Winnipeg Jets won the Vezina Trophy as the league's top goaltender. 2-time Vezina Trophy winner, also won in 2020. Allowed 2.39 goals per game. Had a 921 save percentage and had 5 shutouts. Quinn Hughes of the Vancouver Canucks won the James Norris Memorial Trophy as the league's top defenseman. He led all defensemen in points with 92. He had 17 goals and 75 assists.
Wow.
Alexander Barkov won the Selke Trophy for top defense forward for the second time in 4 years. Rick Tosche of the Vancouver Canucks won the Jack Adams Award as the NHL's Coach of the Year. Jim Nill of the Dallas Stars was named the Jim Gregory General Manager of the Year.
All right, hold
In
on.
baseball.
That's crazy. All right.
Oh my god.
Go ahead.
In baseball, the Philadelphia Phillies have placed Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber on the 10-day IL. Schwarber strained his groin in the 8th inning, making a throw while playing in the field for just the 3rd time this year.
He should stay the fuck off.
Yeah. There's a reason why he's a DH. Harper strained his hamstring on the final out of the game running to first base.
Mm-hmm.
Harper is currently batting .303 with 20 home runs and 58 RBIs, while Schwarber is batting .250 with 17 homers and 49 RBIs. An escalator malfunction at the American Family Field, home of the Milwaukee Brewers, has left 11 fans injured. The speed of the downward escalator increased after fans were leaving following the game against the Chicago Cubs this past week.
What, bro? That's crazy.
Yeah. 6 people were transferred to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
Imagine
They're
just
getting
seeing
a
a
bag,
crowd of people just
And you're standing at the top being like, should I get in that, maybe?
let me jump in.
I mean, I probably would have, and then I was getting
yeah.
the bag.
Facts. New changes has been made to the MLB Home Run Derby this year.
You know about this?
Yeah, I saw that. Contestants will now face a maximum of 40 pitchers rather than being timed.
Pitches.
Yeah, what I say?
Pitchers.
Oh, sorry. Maximum 40 pitches rather than being timed. Past participants expressed concern with timed rounds and trying to rush swings, which could lead to injury. Hitters will now have 3 minutes in the first 2 rounds and 2 minutes in the final round.
So it's still kind of timed, but not really.
Yeah. The bonus will also no longer be timed and will last until the hitter records 3 outs, 3 swings that don't end up being a home run. A 4th out can be generated with a 425-plus foot home run in bonus time. It will also no longer be head-to-head format in the first round. The top 4 first-round scorers out of the 8 will advance to the second round, which is nice because I know how last year mostly every year was it's just stupid. Toronto's Vladimir Guerrero is the reigning champion. Baltimore's Gunnar Henderson is the first and only player to publicly have committed to the 2024 Home Run Derby, which will be hosted by the Texas Rangers as part of the MLB's All-Star Game festivities this month.
All right. Well, let's finish up some random news in the UFC now. After a great card happened over this past weekend, Alex Pereira knocked out Jiri Prochazka 12 seconds into round 2 on Saturday night and to retain his light heavyweight title. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was a mean-ass fucking kick, dude. I think he broke his toe, yeah.
It looked like it.
Knocked down Prochazka in the final seconds of round 1, which wobbled him, then knocked him out with a left overhead kick in the beginning of round 2. Also beat Prochazka with a second-round knockout at UFC 295 last November. After the fight, Pereira said he was open to moving up to heavyweight and potentially becoming the sport's first ever champion in 3 different weight classes.
John Jones, he's coming for your ass.
I would love to see
I would love to see that.
I'd pay all fucking $85.
I love John Jones too.
But I mean, I don't know. John Jones is a different animal.
Yeah, but he also hasn't fought in fucking
eons.
He's like 38 or some shit. Yeah. What's crazy to me is Pereira is like already 34 years old.
Yeah, he's only fought like 10 fights.
Yeah, UFC fights.
Yeah.
And he's already like a 2 division champion.
Yeah.
I saw a side-by-side of him and Khabib today, and he has more like title defenses than Khabib did, and he's like a 2 division champion and all that sort. So he's like has a better career than Khabib, and people are like,
can't really downplay that though, because Khabib could have kept going.
He could have, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Other random news, Japan's U20 American football team upset 2-time champion USA 41-20 last week at the IFAF World Junior Championships in Canada. Japanese scored 27 points in the first half and held off a USA comeback attempt. They advanced to the championship game against Canada, where Canada came away with a 20-9 victory, their 3rd consecutive gold medal. Team USA played Austria in the 3rd place game, where they suffered another stunning 32-25 upset. Austria became the first European nation to win a European juniors medal.
I'm sorry, is this not an American sport and only an American sport?
Well,
and we're getting whooped.
Austria, baby. Both footballs right now. Billionaire former prime minister has gifted the Georgia national team $10 million for their win against Portugal. That's like fucking Saudi's president giving each member a Rolls Royce after beating Argentina. And then when that happened, they lost the other 2 games and didn't qualify.
Well, same thing happened here.
Bezina Ivanishvili, who founded the ruling Georgian Dream Party and is now its honorary chairman, initially offered the payment of 30 million Georgian irai, which is equivalent to $10.7 million before the tournament, on the condition that Georgia reached the knockout stages. That guy has a net worth of around $4.9 billion. That's with a B, by the way.
Georgia would have gotten double that if they beat Spain yesterday.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
They defeated Portugal 2-0 in the largest upset in Euros history last week. ESPN college basketball analyst Dick Vitale announced last week he has been diagnosed with cancer for the 4th time. 85-year-old has been with ESPN since its inception in 1979 and called its first college basketball broadcast. He's optimistic and is getting the cancerous spot removed from his neck.
We love you, Dickie B.
Love you. ESPN's annual awards show, the ESPYs, take place on July 11th, and many people are not happy about Prince Harry being named the recipient of the Pat Tillman Award.
That's awful.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Pat Tillman's mother, Mary, criticized ESPN for this selection. ESPN does have the support of the Pat Tillman Foundation, founded by Tillman's widow. The Pat Tillman ESPY Award is given to, quote-unquote, a person with a strong connection to sports who has served others in a way that echoes the legacy of the former NFL player and U.S. Army Ranger Pat Tillman. Last year, the Pat Tillman Award went to the training staff of the Buffalo Bills for saving the life of Damar Hamlin. Pat Tillman was a Cardinals safety who quit the NFL to join the Army less than a year after the 9/11 attacks. He died in Afghanistan in 2004 at the age of 27. ESPN is honoring Prince Harry for his work with the Invictus Games Foundation as it celebrates its 10th year promoting healing through the power of sport for military service members and veterans around the world.
That's just terrible.
That is just not a good reason for that. I don't agree with that at all.
Not at all.
Oh,
A couple more.
that's terrible. USA track stars Sydney McLaughlin-Lebron set a new world record over the weekend in the 400-meter hurdles at USA Olympic Trials. 50.65 seconds. Broke her own record. 5th world record she has broken in 3 years. Will now compete in this event at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Will be her 3rd Olympics at just 25 years old. That's awesome.
She
Good
was
for
the
her.
youngest ever track Olympian at 17.
Good for her.
8 years ago.
She won the gold in the 400-meter hurdles and the 4x400-meter relay at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. India defeated South Africa to win the T20 Cricket World Cup over the weekend. 2nd ever T20 World Cup for India. Their first in 13 years. Wow. Should have been the U.S.
Should have been the U.S. Fuck out of here.
All right, to finish the episode, we have washed up wagers. So here's a recap from last episode. Lewis won the month of June with a 16-7 record after going 2-1 last episode. His wins were Colombia, who beat Costa Rica.
Yeah, baby. Quarterfinals. Let's go.
And Jamal, how do you say his last name? Musiala, who scored against Denmark. His loss was both teams to score in the Italy-Switzerland game, which ended in a 2-0 draw. 2-0 Switzerland.
Italy's ass.
Yeah.
Pat finished June in 2nd place with a 15-8 record after going 3-0 last episode. His 3 wins were Germany, who beat Denmark, Vinicius Jr. scoring against Paraguay, and Luis Diaz scoring against Costa Rica. Imagine if he actually put money on that. I finished June in last place as always with an 11-12 record after going 3-0 last week as well. My wins were Alex Pereira, who defeated Juri Projaca, Brazil, who beat Paraguay, and Spain, who beat Georgia.
Can you put $10 on that, man?
Yeah,
Well, it was
fucking minus. It was plus 140 or something.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It was insanely low odds. All right, since Bobby here got last place again, we will be punishing him not today, but next week's episode, since we're not going to be releasing one this coming Friday. But now let's start off with a clean slate. Everyone's 0-0. Let's get our 3 picks in. I'll start.
For what days?
It's going to be for the slate of July 2nd and the 3rd. Since Pat's not here, we'll be adding his picks after we give you guys our picks. And for the first time now, we will be adding a 4th person because we can't have Bobby always losing, so we feel very bad. So our producer, Zach Elliott, will now be giving his 3 picks at the end of every single episode. So actually, let's start it off with you, since this is your first time picking.
Oh, well,
So,
I just hopped in right
Of
here.
course. Everyone give a warm welcome to Zach.
All right. I am making... Oh, fuck you. All right, Mr. Last Place. I am making my washed up wagers debut and I'm looking to start out hot with a perfect 3-0 parlay. Here's what I got. Tomorrow night, Tuesday, 9:30 p.m., Indiana Fever at Las Vegas Aces. We're going Caitlin Clark over 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
I really thought you were
bucket.
I thought you were going to pick the Fever money line because I saw the money line. It was like plus 3,000.
No. Not against the Aces. They're good. Caitlin Clark over 30.5 PRA. She's a bucket. She can dime it, and she can grab boards. That shouldn't be a problem. That's minus 115. We also have tomorrow, Euro, round of 16, Austria versus Turkey. We're going with the team total for Austria over 1.5 goals. This is a team that put up 3 goals in their final group stage game against the Netherlands. That shouldn't be a problem against Turkey, I should say. And lastly, we're going to go under 0.5 goals in the first half of tomorrow's Costa Rica versus Paraguay game. That's plus 145, under a goal in the first half. All 3 of those together, plus 794. $10 is going to win you $89.42.
I like it.
Thanks, hon. Lou, why don't you give us your picks?
I will. For me, I got Austria's money line against Turkey, at a minus 105. I have them winning in regulation, so hopefully no draw or extra time there. I also have the Yankees money line at home against the Reds, minus 185. And for the Brazil-Colombia game, I can't do a money line Colombia because I don't know what they're doing with their lineups, but both teams to score in that game at a minus 120. That's a plus 451 parlay. $10 wins you 55-14.
Now, Bobby Bad Bets over here. My 3 picks are Paraguay moneyline versus Costa Rica at a plus 105. Netherlands moneyline versus Romania at a minus 260. And the Tampa Bay Rays moneyline versus the Kansas City Royals at a plus 102. Plus 473 wins you $10 for 57.33. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us for episode 22 of the Wash Up Sports Podcast. We release new episodes on YouTube and Spotify every Tuesday and Friday. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Our usernames for those can be found in the description below. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay washed.